In this video, we will be continue making the wolf. So today we will making the cross, which we need to fold it into threes. So let's focus on one of the cross first. So we can point it out to make it easier to fold, or we can just like collapse it. So I recommend we can do it like eyeballing it, or if you want to fold it like precisely, you can open it a little bit and then using the square and then to fold a diagonal line, and afterward folding between like the two diagonal line across the rectangle, and the crossing point between the rectangle diagonal line and the triangle diagonal line will be the point for 1/3. But in this case, I would like to do it with the eyeballing part. So for eyeballing part, as this is the same width, so we can fold this right across to the other side. If you see, it's distributing evenly between two sides. When you fold this remaining part back into half, it will become an even thirds for this piece of paper. So before we confirm it is folding into an even third, so I would like to do a light press, do a light crease, because I don't want to crease this paper so hard that make it irreversible. So fold something like this. After a light crease, so I can hold the top line and fold it backward and check if I can see the crease behind. So at this spot, we can see the crease line is a bit forward compared to the crease line before. That means it's a bit over folding. So in this case, we can just pull this layer back a little bit, because the width of this paper is not that wide, so we don't need to have a big adjustment. After that, we can test it out again. You may need to have several adjustments in order to make it precise. So right now, as you can see, the crease line for the new fold is aligned with the crease line at the bottom, so it shows these thirds are folding quite evenly. In this case, we can press it down, giving it a solid crease for the future steps. So the next step is close sync, which these creases will become vertical, so we need to fold it back first, and then using the pre-crease we just made to crease the triangle. Like this. And for the other side, because it's close to this crease which will block how you fold, so you can also create the crease line with doing this in reverse fold for this part. So this will be one part of the cloth. As you can see, if we fold it back again, it's going to become a 1/3 nicely. So after folding one of the side, we can finish all the other side first, utilizing the same method. So on the side which is closer to the head, because it is continuing with but not folding it backward, we can just go ahead and then fold it forward without, unlike the other side, which like the blockage may alter how we try to form a 1/3 part of the paper. Give a light crease and then fold it back. So for this part, we can use two reference points. So one of it is the turning point from the triangle to this rectangle. The other reference point is the edge of this paper. And while you're folding this, make sure that the two layers of paper stack nicely together. If the paper slide to either side, or if the bottom part of the two layers of paper is not stacking nicely together, when you do the close sync later on in the next step, and the cloth will not end up evenly. So finish one of the sides, turn over, and finish the other side of the cloth. Again, you can push two papers against each other to make sure the paper will not slide off. So right now you can see all the four corners are folded into thirds, and remember that just the head, for the head part, only the top layer is folded into thirds and the bottom part will be kept flat. So for the next step is close sync for the two sets of crease. So we change the viewpoint to here. If I open from the side, you can see there are two crease lines folded into thirds, which is the crease that we just made, and there are two crease lines on the other side. So we will do two close syncs, which is sinking it in and sinking it back out. So we can do it once at a time. So one of the crease should be aligned same as the crease, the direction that we want to fold, and the other side is reversed, because as we fold the pre-crease, we stack them together to fold it. In this case, we can use the crease that is made already to guide us how to fold it. So using this crease, for example, to fold it down, and smoothen the paper. And for the meaning of close sync, we treat every piece of paper in a close sync as one layer. So as you can see here, the triangle part, you can lift it up. However, we will be treated as the one single layer, so we will stack them together. We can use a finger at the bottom to give it some help and poke it out along the crease line. So as you poke it out, use the two other fingers on the top to clamp and pinch it like this. After that, for the rest of the crease, gently press it to form a reverse crease. Track the crease up to the end where the two pre-crease meet together, and the other part right now is a bit messy, but it will end up sinking down for the meaning of close sync. And for the second crease, you will treat it the same way, so it will be easier because we finished the first one, which is now we have less crease to deal with. Again, we can use one of the crease that is formed already, and then the other crease we just gently fold it back together. And make sure here at the triangle part, even though they are multi-layers, treat them as one layer as it is mentioned as close sync. Make it neat and tidy. And at the end, you can see there's a fan shape. If I expand it a little bit, you can see there's a fan shape, and they should have the same width. So this will be one side of the cloth, and then now we do the exact same steps on 3 other sides. After the first crease, you can just smoothen out the paper and just fold it in half. So the crease that you just made will help you to do the reverse crease a bit easier. Again, make sure the triangular part is folded nicely. And on the side, try to be as even as possible. So now let's finish the other two sides. Okay, after folding all the 4 cloths into thirds, so right now we treat the back layer, which is still a white layer right now. So what we need to do is to first fold it, do a reverse fold through the angle bisector. So it will be a 45-degree. And the edge of the paper should touch this crease. at the end it should fall in a straight line and then should align with the edge of this paper. And for the next step, we would like to open the claw flaps, and we can review this shape here. So we would like to do another angle bisector. Narrow it down 1 second. And then we will do a sink fold. So by mentioning sink fold as we open this paper, we should see 3 V-shaped patterns. So the first one is the largest one, which is the crease that we made. The second V shape is a 90-degree angle, which is the 2-step creases. The crease formed 2 steps ago. And the last one, which is the smallest one, is a crease formed by the last step, but as the paper is folded 90 degree down, 45 degree downward, and it forms the crease right here. So what we need to do is, for the biggest V-shaped crease, we need to form a mountain fold, which means we need to pop it up. It will form a crease like this. And the second shape, the second V shape in the middle, we'll do a valley fold, which is making it sink down, or we can even do this straight line here, which makes a Y shape to make it sink downwards. So we can press the Y shape first until where it meets and splits. After that, we pull up the paper till the corner. Like this. So for the third V shape, we would like to fold a mountain fold again. Fold along the pre-crease that you just made, and then you can see the edge will be a straight line, and try not to have the middle layer popping out. So we do the same step on the other side. Stack up 2 layers. fold the angle bisector. Unfold it. For the V shape, we go for mountain, valley, mountain. Check again. It's a straight line. The middle layer is not popping up. So we finished the setup part for the claws. So next step, we'll treat the tail, which fold the tail part up until we meet the crease line on the side, but not all the way up to the edge of paper. We will keep the claws in one piece and intact. The crease will be like this. As a reference point, you can see the crease line is at the bottom of the paper with nothing popping out, and this diagonal crease line will align with this hexagon. So right now, along this horizontal line, we make a mountain fold. And using this pre-crease from the center to bottom right, we can use this pre-crease to fold this flap down. Like this. And for the next step, we will make this triangle flap here into a frog base. So what we need to do is to take out this flap here, spread it out by angle bisector, and then pull the front tip layer out and up. But for like more accuracy, I would like to do it the other way, which is like another alternative. And the way is open the paper and then turn it to the back side of the paper. So because it is a frog base with like two layers of paper, and later on it will turn into a crane base. So with this square piece of paper, we will directly form a crane base here, which is folding angle bisector on two sides of this triangle and then repeat it on each side. So we can pull up this layer of paper and form the angle bisector up to meeting the point which is from the center. So it's assumption. We can just go to like a little bit over the center, which just doesn't matter that much. But for the neatness and tidiness, we would like to fold it just to the point where it meets the center. If we fold another horizontal or vertical crease line. So repeat these two angle bisectors on all three sides. So we can start with these two sides, which is a bit easier to manage. So for the two other sides, we can use one of the pre-crease here. So first off, we can pinch it up, smoothen the paper, and form the angle bisector we need. So pull up the crease here, align that with this edge of the triangle, and then press it down with the reference of the paper on the front layer. And the last two lines is a bit more difficult. So the way to solve it is to fold it from the corner right here, and then as we pour the paper, this line will be touching the axis, so we can use this as a reference point. To align with the axis, and then press the paper to make a crease. After folding it, you can see there's a star shape, and it will be the same as the crease pattern for a crane base. So for the next step, we view this part of the paper as a square, and then we fold a horizontal line and a vertical line just like forming the crease pattern for a crane base. Using other creases as a reference point, and then we just need to crease the center part of the paper to make it neat. After folding all these creases, so it will form to the step before we alter the origami folds. Which should look like this as we expand the frog base on the other side. So right now, with the crane base already set up, we use the creases for crane base to form it on this side. So you need to do the extra crease to push this part up. And a soft reminder for this tip here for the tail, we would like to have the two flaps up and just forming the crane base underneath. The back part you can spread it out to make it easier for you to form these origami folds. And the model will look like this.